after high school, I kind of was just isolated. You know, I never really left the house as much. I would, you know, I had friends, of course. I would see them like maybe once a month, once every 2 months. But, you know, the average person, you know, the average normie, they were all excited, like, oh, 2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks by myself, yeah, online, remote jobs, remote. And very quickly, which was hilarious to me, I mean, this actually was pretty funny to me. People started, like, after, you know, a couple months went by, people started having mental breakdowns and bullshit over being alone, you know, like crying over it. I mean, of course, you know, I know it sucks. I've been doing this shit for like fucking ever now, it feels like, and my fucking, you know, mental health is obviously declining. But it was just funny to see how, like, you know, in just a month, you know, the average normie who gaslights, like, oh, you know, being alone, oh, it's not so bad, just get used to it, just, you know, get used to being alone and, you know, be happy by yourself. It's funny how, like, everyone who says that to people like me, finally, you know, when it happened, everyone just started losing their minds and shit. And I even remember reading some article, it was like, people had to get, like, therapy pets and bullshit, like a therapy pony and therapy. It was just, oh my God. Actually, that reminds me too, I was actually reading a recent article as well that doctors are now asking patients if they're isolated, because, you know, I've always known, apparently, like, if you're, you know, isolated for periods of time, you know, you don't really talk to people. It's like the equivalent to smoking a 10-pack a day, like a pack of cigarettes a day, which is fucking nuts, you know. And it's funny to see how, like, nobody could handle it, you know. And of course, you know, I've always been like a depressive, miserable person. I just, you know, I never really went out much, you know, as a kid. You know, I had my moments, of course, thank God. But it wasn't like everybody else who would, you know, they had like activities to do and friends to hang out with every day. And so I was just kind of used to it, you know, and it didn't really do much. You know, of course, like, I just kind of got like a little more depressed because, you know, I even remember the next day after like the whole lockdown shit, I walked to the store, you know, and like my mom flipped out. She's like, oh my God, what the fuck? What if you got sick? Oh, and, you know, I had to like, I had to wear like this face mask and gloves like every time I went out, you know, like in the future though, because I was like, after that I didn't leave the house for a couple months. I think I went from like March to something like August or some shit without, like, literally I did not leave the house, guys. I stayed in that fucking house, just brain rotted on the fucking internet, you know. And I feel like this was like the rise of the TikTok, like the absolute fucking brain rot TikTok. This was the rise of that, you know. Imagine if I had my channel back then. That would be fucking hilarious, you know, just like sitting in my house all day. But yeah, so we had like the Zoom school. I remember, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, like whenever I'm like defeated, like whenever I'm like super defeated and don't leave the house and shit for like long periods of time, I just I just start wearing white t-shirts. I don't know why. Like I'll just fucking wear white t-shirts. You know, I call it the defeated white t-shirt, and they always get like stained, like for some reason. They always get like, because I mean, if you like eat like the slop, and I was eating just fucking hog shit slop fucking garbage, you know, back then, because you know, basically, so you know, I would sit in the Zoom class, you know, on my fucking laptop. I'd wake up at whatever, and I guess, I don't even know, I guess like the slop like just completely like fucked my gut, and I would just like just lay off fucking farts all day long, you know, on like this, it wasn't even like a normal chair either, like one of those like those hardwood chairs, so it would like make like popping noises, like like fucking firecrackers. And like I was just fucking miserable, you know, just sitting in that Zoom class. Like, just picture this in your head right now. Me just sitting there like after like 2 months, right, of just rotting. I have my t-shirt, my white t-shirt on. It is absolutely brutally stained, like beyond repair. Like there's like just, they look like kind of coffee stains, like just, I don't know, it's just stained to death, like the white shirt. You know, I got shorts on, you know, no shoes. I'm just like hunched over. I'm fucking slop. Like I'm just fucking slop to death. Like I got so fucking fat, guys. You know, yeah, just like picture me in there, you know, just like obese, just farting on this fucking chair, like just laying them off like fucking AR-15 rounds, just constantly, just being depressed as fuck. And like I even remember like this one guy was just so fucking clueless because sometimes like it always depended on the class. You know, I would get up, I would just like fucking play video games with that bullshit in the background. And like I had this one Spanish teacher, it was like his first year. And there's only like 9 people in that Zoom call. And the guy, I felt so bad for him. Like he was the only one with the camera on and he would always say some shit, like ask questions. He'd be like, oh, how do you say da-da-da? And he'd have like this dopey look on his face, like this like smile, like fucking Butters from South Park, like just like this dopey fucking smile, and no one would say shit. And he wouldn't even get mad or anything. He would just move on. Oh, I just felt so fucking bad for the guy. And